Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose's back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. All right. About almost 48 hours ago, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the NBA championship, as well as Kevin Durant will be traded to the Houston Rockets. 48 hours later, we got three trades today. Three trades that went down today. I'm going to start with the first one. And it is Mr. Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday is getting traded from the Boston Celtics, as he is traded back to the same team that he was traded to before he went to Boston. The Portland Trailblazers. Who the Trailblazers giving up? Probably in a way their best player, Anthony Simons. So Jrue Holiday gets traded for Anthony Simons. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Didn't think the Boston Celtics would trade Jrue Holiday. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't think they would trade him after 2 seasons, but here we are. But, you know, Jrue helped them win a championship. Not to mention Jrue Holiday is 35 years old. Not to mention Jrue Holiday is making $100-something million. $100 million, $100+ million, well, $134 million on his contract. I think he's owed about 104 at the moment. Owed 104 for the next couple seasons. That's a lot of bread for a 35-year-old man. I don't give a damn who he is. Jrue Holiday still great at what he does. Still great, but he's 35 years old, and that's a lot of money. Also, was told Brad Stevens making some moves here. And this is the one move that he made to ship Jrue Holiday away for Anthony Simons, who's not only still in his 20s, but coming off a 19 points per game season last season. So, Celtics add some scoring to them, as well as youth. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it helps because, remember, Tatum will miss the first half, if not the whole rest of the season, or the whole season, so next season. So, I mean, you know, right then and there, this was a pretty good move for the Boston Celtics. Jrue served his purpose, man. He won a title for him. He did all he could. Again, he's 35, so I mean, can't really knock it. So, pretty good, pretty decent trade from the Boston Celtics. All right, trade number two. Trade number two is coming from the Pelicans, as the Pelicans trade away CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum is now traded away, and he's going to the Washington Wizards. He's going to that place where you don't come back from sometimes. I say sometimes. I guess it just depends on who's looking for you and who needs you. You know what I'm saying? But the Washington Wizards will get CJ McCollum, as well as Kelly Olynyk and a future second-round pick for the number 40 pick in tomorrow's draft, Jordan Poole and Saddiq Bey. Well, it looks like the Jordan Poole experiment in Washington is done. That's done and over with. So now he's moving to New Orleans, where he'll join Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, Messi, or Mishi, I don't know how to say his name, Herb Jones, and of course, DeJounte Murray. Saddiq Bey is coming as well. Saddiq Bey has been relatively quiet since getting traded to the Wizards. Hasn't really made much noise, but maybe here he can make a good amount of noise. Does he start? Is my question. Who will be? It'll be Messi. The lineup should be Mishi, Zion, Trey Murphy, Jordan Poole, DeJounte Murray. If that's the case, that means Saddiq Bey is coming from off the bench. If that's the case, he wouldn't be a bad bench piece. They do need it. Along with him and Alvarado, they should bring some type of spark, hopefully. Kind of ain't mad that the Pelicans kind of got off CJ. CJ is getting a little older. I forget how old he really is, but I know he's getting up there in age. I think like 34, 35, somewhere around that. So he's getting a little old. So they just kind of moved him over. They got Jordan Poole, who's I believe still in his 20s, and didn't have a great season at all last season. So we'll see what New Orleans can do for him. I don't even know what New Orleans can do for him, but well, I guess we'll see. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. That's trade number 2. I did say earlier in this video Brad Stevens was a busy man. Well, he definitely was today. Because the Celtics made another trade today. And Kristaps Porzingis is getting moved. Kristaps Porzingis is going to the Atlanta Hawks. And they're also getting a second-round pick. This is also a 3-team trade, by the way. As Porzingis and the second-round pick is going to the Hawks, while Terrence Mann and Atlanta's 22nd pick of this year's draft, tomorrow's draft, is going to Brooklyn. And then George Niang and a second-round pick will be going to Boston. Okay, so we got the scoring ability of Anthony Simons and the sharpshooting ability of George Niang going to Boston. I don't know how much of a balance that is in terms of the pieces that you gave away, but I guess only time will tell. I kind of understand. Listen, I understand Jrue Holiday one. The Jrue Holiday one's definitely understandable. The Porzingis one, I'm kind of iffy about that. That one's more of a up and down type of thing because you got George Niang back. George Niang is, he's a sharpshooter, definitely one hell of a shooter, but it's kind of all he's really known for is his shooting. Porzingis kind of had the scoring ability. He also had the low post presence as well. He can definitely defend down low. So with Niang, you don't really get that anymore, So you still got Luke Cornett. You got Al Horford. Those are like the only bigs you really got. So, you also got Xavier Tillman as well. But even with all those pieces, Boston needs a big. Again, no disrespect to Al Horford or whatever, but they need a big. They need something. So I don't know if this is all what Brad Stevens is doing during the off season, but I would invest. I would say I would invest in a big or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know how Boston's gonna look this season, this upcoming season. I have no idea. Because with Porzingis and Jrue Holiday, their 5 was still pretty elite. They still had a pretty elite 5. Now, without Porzingis and Jrue Holiday, you got what? We got Al Horford's going to be a center. I don't know if it's going to be a power forward. Or maybe Luke Cornett comes off the bench and then you got Al Horford at power forward. That's probably how they have to do it. You got Jaylen Brown as small forward. You can have Anthony Simons as shooting guard. That means Derek White can play the point. If that's how they do it, I guess time will tell how that works. But Brad Stevens has a plan, and we'll see what that plan is. But right now, two of the pieces that won them the championship are now gone. We'll see how things go. But yeah, until then, it's been Rose, man. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the love support. As always, tune in tomorrow. Night of Champions prediction video going down tomorrow. And of course, Night of Champions is Saturday. There's a lot of speculation about Night of Champions, but, we'll talk about it. And, yeah. So until next time, peace, love, 100. Here.